All right, everybody. Whoa, what a game. What a game. It looked bleak. It was a ugly start to this game, but what an unbelievable finish. Hey, listen, I got to give the props to Castellanos, man. So far, he has shown up. I've been calling him streaky. I said I didn't really trust him in the playoffs, and he has done the job here, especially today. Yesterday, not so much, but today, the home run after Harper and then the hit right there to win it. Unbelievable. Now, I will say, I hope Castellanos can continue this. We saw him carry the Phillies against the Braves and then struggle against the Diamondbacks. So this isn't that big of a surprise. This is what Castellanos can do for you. He can carry a team when he's scorching hot. He had some bad at-bats early in the game, as did this team. The Bryce Harper home run unhinges the crowd. It was just an awesome moment, awesome game. I mean, give it to the Mets, man. This team just does not go away. Vientos, look, and how about the insurance run they got? The Stott triple. You know, he hits a triple, clears the bases. Now he's on third. If Vientos fields that ball cleanly, he's probably out at the plate. So it's a game of just a couple of inches all over the place. They moved Stott to the 5-hole today. That was a huge move, that was being questioned a little bit. And they really haven't been able to find anybody hitting that 5-hole. So they went back to Stott, who hit in the 5-hole for them in the playoff run last year. And he comes up and produces. Jeff, what's up, buddy? Thank you for checking in. Jeff says, I'm dancing on my own. Are they playing that song? I see that the ballpark. I'm outside on my porch. I actually was in Delaware. I watched the game yesterday at a place called Country Club in Dewey Beach, Delaware. So shout out to them. They had a nice little setup in there. I drove home today and was watching the game on YouTube TV in my car till about the 6th inning. I got home in the 6th and watched it from here. But now I'm outside on the porch just to kind of catch up with everybody here. My man Frank, here's Frank Close, our insider from 97.3. Now we disagreed, but he undid Rojas the moment they realized they needed some offense first. Well, yeah. I mean, Frank, they obviously, they hit for Rojas. Now, the funny part is Rojas was the only guy that had a hit at one point. He had a single in the game early. He was the one guy that did get a hit for the team. I have no problem with them hitting for Rojas. That's what I said I would do. I'd play Rojas for 6, 7, 8 innings until there's a spot late in the game. I'd rather his defense for most of the game as opposed to his defense, for 1 inning late in the game. Because, look, every run's a premium. He can cut a couple runs off. But, yeah, they hit for him. And he was the one guy who did have a hit in the game, Rojas. So you got that. But we'll be talking to Frank, of course, this week on the show. The game's wild. I mean, Sanchez is pitching great. Then he gives up the home run. They get back in the game. And it's now 3-0. Pete Alonso hits the home run. And they get back in the game. And then the chess match starts. They go to Diaz. And then they take Diaz into the next inning. And then there was talk whether they take him to another inning. And it's funny, my girlfriend just got home. I don't even know that she knows what happened. But it was pretty crazy. Yeah, it was a wild game. So we're going to talk a lot about it, obviously, tomorrow on the show. Bob Wankel, I think, is joining me live for the whole show tomorrow at Ocean. So we'll have a lot of Phillies tomorrow. Obviously, the Eagles were off today. Yesterday's game, very frustrating. It was like a sign of hit the home run to start the game off and then nothing afterwards. Just completely you missed the home run. I mean, you missed the game winner, the walk-off. She says it's better if she wasn't in the room. That's how they scored all their runs today when she wasn't watching. She had to walk out. Yeah, so yesterday you get the home run to start the game off and then nothing. And you're thinking, here we go with these bats cold. And then today, the 3-0 and then that big inning. But there's so many moments in the game. We'll break it down a lot more tomorrow. It's good to just kind of see everybody. The excitement of that game was unbelievable. It's just so awesome postseason baseball, but all these games have been so good. Um, the moment in the game is obviously they bring Diaz in. And they bring Diaz in that spot in the seventh. You're watching how these games are being managed. It shows why we watch regular season baseball and people just complain and bemoan stuff in the regular season. And it's like the decisions they make in the regular season are not decisions they're going to make in the playoffs. They have to bring Diaz in the seventh inning of this game because they are trying to put this series away. So you can't question them for that. Now, I guess one question would be, if you're a Phillies fan, would you have stuck with Estevez in the ninth? He threw 8 pitches, I think, in the 8th inning. Would you have brought him back out? Why Strom in the ninth and not Hoffman? Another question. They had a righty lead off. I think then Lindor is a switch hitter. And then Vientos. Why not Hoffman there? It's a big question, I think, in the game if they end up losing that game, but it's something you have to consider. Why did Hoffman not start the ninth? Why did Strom start the ninth? But you can see how the way that these teams they're going after it right now. That game tonight for the Mets was everything. They threw Diaz, and they know they have tomorrow off, so they got Diaz out there and tried to steal this game, and then he has tomorrow off. So I give credit to the Mets for doing everything possible with Diaz. I think that's a good move by them. And tip your cap to the Phillies. The Stott at bat, is the difference. Well, really, there's a couple difference makers. It's Harper's homer, it's Casty's homer, it's Harper getting on, it's Stott then coming through. There's just so many different moments in this game that we're going to take a look at and say, wow. Whoever wins this series, you're going to go back to this game if the Phillies win it and say, wow, I mean, this is it. So just doing a quick one here just to kind of give you some insight on I was kind of quiet this weekend because I was away, but awesome game. Loved every – and listen, I'll tell you what, I was driving – the traffic in Delaware was brutal on 1 on the way home. But I had the game on YouTube TV, so it kind of kept me company the whole way. I kind of liked having the game on as I was driving, and it got me home. I got in the car from Delaware about 2:30, and it was about a 3-hour drive. So I missed. I didn't miss. I watched the first 6 innings in the car, and then I got home. And when I got home, the second I pulled into my driveway, Harper hit a 2-run homer, and then Castellanos hit the next home run. And then who hit Nimmo hit the home run. Man, Jeff, I gave you Nimmo the other night to hit a home run. All right. That's going to be a quick one for me. I just wanted to kind of jump on real quick. Thanks to everybody watching. If you can, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Trying to grow the YouTube channel a little bit more. We're going to be doing a little bit more videos on YouTube. If you are watching on the X platform, if you can hit the like button, if you can repost, that would be very nice. That would be helpful. And I appreciate it. So Phillies tied up, must win in the words of Mike McGarry's Press of Atlantic City column. And he'll be on tomorrow at 2:30. So he'll get his thoughts on how that game went. But that's the kind of game that makes a Monday so much fun to go to work. Listen, I'm like a lot of people out there. Mondays suck a lot of times. It's still work. Whether you're talking about sports or not, it's still work. Tomorrow will be a fun day. Tomorrow is one of those days where you're excited to go in, break it all down, and hear from everybody out there, which I always appreciate doing. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 2 o'clock on the Sports Bash on 97.3 ESPN. Phil's win it 7-6. Nick Castellanos. Hat tip to you, Nick. And by the way, I'm sure Nick Earnshaw is going to be happy about that. Hey, listen, I got to tell you, I've been tough on Castellanos. And I'm happy that he's proven me wrong. Got no problem with that. Prove me wrong. Appreciate it, Casty. Hat tip to you. Talk to you, everybody, tomorrow.